Hey guys, Bump here, bringing you this 10.0.7 Unholy Death Knight quick guide. Today I will cover everything you need to know as you transition from 10.0.5 into 10.0.7 with your Unholy Death Knight. This will include talking about the new talent builds, how rotation is different, as well as covering this new system of the Primordial Stones. Anyway, for talents, we do get quite a big change. So first of all, the new raiding build looks like this. This is similar to this is pretty much exactly the old Clawing Shadows raiding build. With the changes, the old raid disease build is no longer as good for single targets, so we won't be running that as much. However, on specific bosses like Rasagath, we'll still run it. If you want to get a boss by boss kind of breakdown what talents I run, just go to the Ice of Veins a WoW guide and it'll show you exactly what to use there. For Mythic Plus, we have Defile coming into play, which is very fun and interesting. So here's the new kind of Mythic Plus disease build. You can see we pick up Defile, sacrificing 1 point in, I think it's Ghoulish Frenzy here. We'll discuss later how picking up Defile changes the rotation, but this is kind of like the new go-to build. And then finally, we have the Wound Mythic Plus build. It's not that used, right? You can see I pick up Defile here, pick up Vital Contagion, Pestilence. Not 100% sure if that's actually worthwhile, but I think this is going to be close to what we're actually going to play in the end. Right, so those are your kind of three main builds. We've got the raiding one, two Mythic Plus ones. There are lots of variations here, like both changing utility, but also the builds themselves, you know, how to allocate between Morbidity and Ghoulish Frenzy, for instance, that kind of thing. Also, do you pick up Improved Death Call or not? Those kind of questions will arise. Right, for the rotation, what would change? So, Command of the Dead now works differently. Previously, you kind of press Dark Transformation, right, and it put the buff on the pets. Nowadays, though, you press Dark Transformation, you get an aura for 30 seconds, which will buff all your pets. This means that you no longer need to be that kind of careful with the order of like using Apocalypse and Dark Transformation. In 10.0.5, I saw lots of people press Dark Transformation too early and then didn't buff the calls from Apocalypse, for instance. No longer need to worry about that, which is good. The most significant change is in the opener. Alright, it now looks like it does. A bit special, a bit different. The kind of main difference here is that we use Apocalypse much later compared to Gargle, is to get a better Festamite overlap window, essentially. So, you know, you go out, you do like, you know, Outbreak, Festa, summon your Gargle, and then you do between 3 and 4 Death Calls to kind of make sure you get Apocalypse coming almost exactly 5 seconds after. Right, that's the kind of plan here. Just, you know, write this down, start using it. I know it's different, but it's kind of straightforward as well, because you do the same thing every single time, pretty much. We also get some gameplay difference when we pick up Defile. This won't happen much in the raid, but in Mythic Plus, we will have it. I think in the AoE rotation, we won't do anything that different, right? I would pop down my first Defile when I want to refresh Playbringer, just like we do with Death and Decay currently. And then I would just keep popping it down to kind of extend that mastery buff. For single target, when you pick it up, which is going to be primarily in Mythic Plus, what you want to do is create these like 40-second buff windows. What you can do, like when you pick up Death's Echo and you have Defile, you can pop that Defile and then refresh the buff after, I think it's like 30 seconds after the first one, 13 there. And then you do that 4 times in a row. So you can get an 8% mastery buff for around 40 seconds. And that's like the general play. So how you do it is you pop down Defile. The next Defile comes when you need to refresh the buff. And you do that over and over. 4 times. After that kind of 4 times period, you wait to accumulate 2 charges again from Death's Echo. And then you go for another 4 window. Yeah. The buff itself is quite short. It's like around 3 or 4 seconds, so that's why you need to refresh it. and you can't refresh it instantly after the first file goes away, that will mean that you won't be able to extend the final kind of buff, so you will lose out on some 8% buff. Other than that, the move plus rotation is the same pretty much. Right, so for these new Primordial Stones, you get this ring, right? It's up there. You slot these in. As of making this video, which is a couple of days before the patch comes out, these new gems are terrible. They are roughly equivalent to like a 400 eye level ring, which is just, you know, awful. I think they might buff it, so, you know, do pay attention when you do watch this video, if they buffed it or not, but as of making this, they're not worthwhile to equip at all, and you should simply ignore them. Alright, that was everything, right? All you need to know, you know, the new talents, the new rotation, that's kind of everything you need to know for 10.0.7, as long as you watch my previous videos. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this video. Upvote, downvote, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much, and bye bye.